Opened in 2020 and immediately one of the main attractions here on the Las Vegas Strip. Welcome, everyone, to Allegiant Stadium. It's one of the happiest moments for any football fan. Welcome back, friends. A new season is officially underway. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice. It doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. They give it to him again. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
First down, and they go right back to it. What a hit, and the ball's loose. Oh, and they get it back. The play's still live. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second and 8. Completes this one to Otten. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it sets up 2nd down. Looking to the air here. Running in the red zone. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers finish up an excellent opening series. Michael Pittman Jr. with the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. From his own end zone, here we go. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Straight to the air here. It's Young. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
We spend so much time talking about an offense and how they script their first 15 plays typically. But how about that defensive coordinator, that head coach? Heck, every player on that sidelines, you couldn't script it any better. Well, other than maybe taking the ball away, creating a negative play, creating a sack, creating offense now behind the chains, that's exactly how you're looking to start. Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Young to throw here on 3rd. Finding Davis. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, okay? Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Davis gets it from the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Throw is there for Ja'Tavion Sanders. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Play action now. Young. Into the hands of Pitts. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On the ground, this is Isaac Arindo. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. 1st down play, nets them 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Running left out of the 2nd down option. It's on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 32. He gets a lot behind one. Deep downfield. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
That was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL game, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
He'll be touchdown short of the marker, so 4th down coming up.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. That route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. 58 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Raider football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. On the give, it's Garindo. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's a Vegas 1st down. We're through 1 quarter of this opening weekend of football. Our score, 6-0. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Raiders in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. First carry here for Braylon Allen. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Marshawn Nealon, the one to send him down. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
At the 46-yard line.
Young on the play action. That's knocked away by a defender. Incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
On 3rd down, it's Young. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Buccaneers will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. Oh boy, they cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and 2 very different tones and tenors on these 2 sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing now off play action. Escapes the pocket. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, they got real sticky, stayed tight, and forced the throw away.
No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. Now looking to throw. Rolling left, buying some time. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
The best offenses in the league, and I don't really care what level it is, Kate. They stretch you vertically, and they'll stretch you horizontally. You show them that same look and just push the ball vertical, they'll catch on to it. But you start to mix and match and run these guys across the field, you become dangerous.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, Kate. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. Fights off the tackle, but he lost the ball. He left the ball behind. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. No, we just don't see kick returns nearly as often as we used to, Brock, which makes impact plays on them like that so much rarer.
Yeah, that is so well said. Kind of reminds me of my son's baseball coach, right? At a young age, you're always coaching those guys. Hey, the ball's going to come to you. The ball's going to come to you every single pitch. The ball's going to come to you. And these kickoff cover guys, they got to think in their mind every time is my chance to make a play, and they just did.
Ball at the 33 for first down. They'll go right back to Garindo. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. A tight end in motion now. From the 38. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Buccaneers will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
Launches one deep downfield. And it's picked off, but, pretty clear he was out of bounds, so no interception, incomplete.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
2nd and 10 now. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Offense in the hurry up here. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Catch made by Mitchell. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
A gain of 3 on the play. First down, Tampa Bay.
He'll throw it yet again. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Simple dive up the middle. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. Another carry for him. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. If you get this game going right at the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
And he falls through the defense for a touchdown. The Buccaneers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Those defensive coaches got to be hot, Brock. That was a touchdown that shouldn't have happened. That tackle should have ended it.
You try bringing down one of these NFL running backs in this case.
Okay, touche, partner.
They see that goal line. They smell that goal line. It is no sure thing to try to bring down one of those horses before they find pay dirt.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And 2:01 on the clock. This is going to take us inside the 2-minute warning. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. All right, here we go. Second down. Out of the gun, Young. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
The defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Back to throw. Here's Young. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. And this one gets just beyond midfield before sailing out.
At their own 47-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. This finds Mitchell, complete. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. They'll try and throw it here. Setting up the running back screen. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Tampa spends its second timeout now. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba with a touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Running back sent in motion. Here's Young on 1st and 10. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock. It is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
Couldn't find Kyle Pitts on that throw. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Shotgun snap now to Young. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Buccaneers will take over as he reports his first interception of our season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Well, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
They'll try and punch it in. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. Working quickly here. Throwing on 2nd and 6. And that's a Tampa Bay touchdown. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers grow their lead yet again. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. "19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. He's got a lane up past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35.
We don't always know what's said there at halftime, Kate, in the locker room. Some of the adjustments offensively and defensively, but I can assure you the special teams coach pulled his kick return team aside and said, listen, we have a chance here down double digits to spark this game. Let's go out and get a great return to set the offense up for success. And that's exactly what they did.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Shotgun handoff to Garindo. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be second down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here's Garindo again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Raiders first.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Slot man motioned over. From the gun, Garindo. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Running out of the gun with Davis. This is ahead for about 5. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Into traffic, complete. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
That's into the hands of Franklin. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Allen runs it in for the Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Braylon Allen, the touchdown. Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders take a molehill off that mountain as they still trail by 27. The Raiders kicking team is out there and they'll boot this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Chased out to his right. Catch is made down the right sideline. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Back to the well again. Pushing for the red zone. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He takes a pop, and the ball comes out. And they pick it up. Time to push for that marker. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a 1st for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. Ooh, let's give him a second there. Give him a sec. I'm going to imagine his heart's probably going, what, 150, 160 beats per minute right now, Brock, after nearly losing that fumble.
Yep, and it wasn't just a ball he dropped there. It was at least 3 points, too. But fortunately, that ball stays with him in the red zone.
And he's going to haul it in for the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers push their lead further to start the half. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get 1, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers continue piling on to this lead. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Shaheed now to return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35.
At their own 37-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. On the handoff, Allen. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. And because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Trying an inside give to Garindo. And he'll get this down to the 40. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Young working from the gun. Complete. It's McLaurin. And he's taken down at the 30. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First and 10 now from the 30. Davis up the middle. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's Raiders football as we're just counting down this final quarter. This game seems out of hand. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing now from the gun. Connection made to Isaac Garindo. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for Raiders first.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They send a tight end in motion. Now a give to Garindo. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. He completes it in traffic. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th and 3, drive on the line. They're going for it, Young. They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
The quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the give to Irving. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
The only thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Once again, Irving. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 8 yards on that play, and they only have 1 now to go on 3rd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Dialing up a pass here on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast. Irving here from the gun. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Right back to Irving now. And this one does not go far. 3 yards the pickup, now it's 3rd and 8. They'll throw it. He put everything he had into this one. That one's caught at the 10-yard line. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Shotgun handoff to Irving. Finds the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers running them out of the building. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. Young on the play action. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Raiders hoping to do some window dressing in the time remaining. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Young throwing here. Trying to push it deep downfield. Caught along the left sideline, but he did not get both feet in. That's incomplete, brings up third down. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Now it's Young. Oh no, they get him yet again. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Buccaneers have it now as he makes the 20th interception of his career.
4 picks, 1 game. Hey, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Running right, it's Irving. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So it's a win for the visiting Buccaneers. And they're one of the fortunate teams to begin the season with a 1-0 record. So far, so good to begin this new campaign.